But Rabbi, it's supposed to be Adar, and we're supposed to be celebrating, getting ready for Purim. Why is it not Purim if it's Adar? Fantastic question. This month is known as the month of Adar I. There are actually 2 Adars in the calendar year of a leap year. What's going on over here? When do we celebrate Purim? When do we celebrate bar mitzvahs? Which is the real Adar? And can the real Adar please stand up? So, this is the story. The Jewish calendar is based on the lunar cycle, i.e. 12 months of 29 days, 12 hours, X minutes, Y seconds, giving us a total of 354 days. The solar calendar, as we know, is 365 days and a quarter. And hence, every 4 years, you have a leap year in the civil calendar. The problem is as follows, is that every single year, you're going to have an 11-day gap between the dates of the solar calendar and the lunar calendar. So after 3 years, you're down by 33 days, which is already a month. So what's going to happen is that the festivals will start going to fall out of line. And the truth is, the Jewish calendar is not specifically a lunar calendar. It's a combination of lunar and solar. And we know this from the 3 pilgrim festivals of Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, where Pesach has to fall in the springtime, Shavuot, beginning of the harvest season, and Sukkot at the end of the harvest season. The rabbis of old noticed that there was this problem and introduced something called the leap year, the Shnat Ibur, that every 7 out of 19 years they would add in an extra month and thus rebuild the calendar. So 1, 2, 3, back up again, 1, 2, 3. And that is why every single year we find that Purim and Pesach and Rosh Hashanah are always going to be at different times according to the year. Sometimes we call earlier, and sometimes be later, depending on this 13th month of Adar. The question now becomes, is which is the main Adar, and why did they choose Adar? The answer is that the month of Nisan is supposed to be in the festival of spring. So they would notice, if it was too early, Adar was starting too early, they realized that the calendar has dropped, and we need to add in an extra month to bump up Pesach to about the time of April. Hence, we have the 2 Adars. The question now becomes is, which is the main Adar? Adar 1 or Adar 2? Most people say, first one is definitely the most important. It's number 1, right? Not so true. The rabbis in the Talmud had discussed this, and they tried it, and they say as follows, that yes, although Adar 1 has importance, the main one is Adar 2. And they try link the Geula, the redemption in the days of the Purim story, with the redemption of Pesach. The other reason they give is as follows, is that the poor, the community would know that once you read the Megillah for Purim, you know that 30 days' time is going to be Pesach. So in order to stop any problems between the calendars, the rabbis decreed that the main Adar would be Adar 2 and not Adar 1. However, Adar 1 does have a number of important days within it, and we need to mention them. So, just to clarify for a second, all the events of Adar happen in Adar 2. So, Purim is in Adar 2. Shushan Purim, Adar 2. The special Shabbatot of Shekalim, Zachor, Parah, and HaChodesh all will happen in Adar 2. What happens with Adar 1? Well, here's something fascinating. When it comes to Adar 1, we'd have to deal with the Yahrzeit, the anniversary of the passing of a loved one. And those are commemorated in Adar 1, not Adar 2. Just so you should be aware of that. The second point that we need to make about Adar 1 is that although there is no celebration on the 14th of the month as Purim, it does have a status called Purim Katan, the small Purim, in which there is celebration, there is joy, but not the same as in a regular Purim. We don't read the Megillah, we don't give gifts, but we still try and elevate the day a little bit more. The question becomes, when the month of Adar comes, we increase our joy. Well, now we have 2 months called Adar, and we should have a double enjoyment, so 60 days of joy in this year. How fantastic is that? There's one final issue which is fascinating regarding the month of Adar, and that has to do with the bar mitzvah. When did you determine a bar mitzvah? So in a regular year, we count 13 years, and that's the bar mitzvah. Easy. What happens in the following scenario? A boy is born on the 27th of Adar, and another boy is born on the 2nd of Adar. So by rights, the child born on the 2nd should have his bar mitzvah before the one who had his bar mitzvah on the 27th. However, here's the catch. In that particular year, boy number 1 was born on the 27th of Adar 1. The second boy was born on the 2nd of Adar II. In a normal year, Adar I, he'd have his bar mitzvah 1st, 2nd, 27th. But in this year, because of the leap year situation, 27th Adar I will have his bar mitzvah before the boy in Adar II. A little bit confusing, I understand that, but this is one of the anomalies of this festival known as Adar, the two Adars. Hope that explains it and explains to you which is the main one. So which is Adar that should stand up? Adar II is the main one for our purposes. I wish you all a Rosh Chodesh Sameach. Enjoy these incredibly exciting days and happy days of Adar I and Adar II.